Warm welcome learners to my channel. Myself Parminder Kaur, and in this video I will discuss with you limitations of operation research. As you know that operation research or OR always tries to find out the optimal solutions, and in OR we have to do a lot of calculations which are not possible in these days to do manually. So it requires machines. So this is the first limitation, that is magnitude of computations. OR tries to find out optimal solutions taking into account all the factors. But in modern society, these factors are enormous, like time, money, and expressing them in quantity and establishing relationship among these require voluminous calculation, means it requires huge calculations which can only be handled by machines. So this is the first limitation of OR, that it requires complex machines to do the calculations, which is a limitation. Next limitation is non-quantifiable factors. OR provides solutions only when all elements related to a problem can be quantified. But if they don't quantify it, then what? Because there are other factors which cannot be quantified. Right? So this is the second limitation, that is non-quantifiable factors. Once again I repeat, OR provides solutions only when all elements related to a problem can be quantified. All relevant variables do not lend themselves to quantification. Naturally, there are certain factors which do not lend themselves to quantifiable. So factors which cannot be quantified find no place in OR. Models in OR do not take into account qualitative factors or emotional factors. Yes, the models which are available in OR, they do not take into account the qualitative factors or emotional factors, because they are only concerned with those factors which are quantifiable. So this is the second limitation of non-quantifiable factors. I hope that these 2 points will help you a lot. Next is distance between manager and operation researcher. For successful calculations, it is required that there should be a close relationship between manager and operation researcher, but it is not always possible, because sometimes the operation researcher does not understand the business requirements, and on the other hand, manager fails to understand the complex working of OR. So this gap is also known as the limitation of OR. So OR being specialist job require a mathematician or a statistician. OR जो है, it is a complex job who might not be aware of the business problem. So a specialist, that is mathematicians, is not always aware of the business problem. Similarly, a manager fails to understand the complex working of OR. So thus there is a gap between the two. Management itself may offer a lot of resistance due to conventional thinking. This is another limitation, that sometimes the management conventional thinking also restrict or place a gap between the operational researcher as well as the manager. Next is money and time cost. Yes, it's very important that these two plays an important role in OR. When the basic data are subjected to frequent changes, then into the OR model is a costly affair. So to implement data require a lot of time as well as money. Moreover, a fairly good solution at present may be more desirable than a perfect OR solution. Next and the last point is implementation. Implementation of decision is a delicate task. It must take into account the complexity of human relations and behavior. So this is the last limitation of OR, that implementing the decision is a delicate task because it involves management as well as OR specialist. So it requires that there should be close relationship between these two. So I hope that this topic will help you a lot. If you have a question that what are the limitations of operation research. Thanks a lot.